Hello, today I'm gonna make for you Jamaican marble cake, Jamaican chocolate raspberry marble cake. Alright, so my name is Miguel and I'm gonna attempt to make marble cake. When I was a child, I remember my aunt made it, but I don't remember helping her making it, so I'm gonna make it today and trying to use the memory that I got. But I have the ingredients because I'm using her old notebooks. So the ingredients are half cup of butter, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 eggs room temperature, 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, 1 cup of milk, coconut milk or cow's milk. Okay, this is my coconut milk. I had it in the freezer, so I was defrosting it. So that's the coconut milk. You're gonna need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of grated nutmeg, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of salt. I'm using sea salt, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and this is what I'm going to use to color my 1/3 of my cake. This is some raspberry that I had in the freezer, so I just defrost it. I'm going to use some to dye the cake, or you can use food coloring like a drop. I might have to use them both. We'll see. White vinegar. The purpose of the white vinegar is to use it in milk, coconut milk. You wait that for a little while. It helps distort spoilage for 1 week to 10 days. Alright, so clear off your work in here. This is my baking pan, 8.5 inch. 8.5 inch baking. So cut out 2 sheets of parchment paper or grease paper. Just cut a square out. If you have a pencil, use it. I'm using a pen because when I leave school I don't use pencil. When I leave prep, you just cut within inside the ink. Try and be more neater than me. And just cut inside the ink. Tear off a piece of this. There no ink is showing. Some butter. Just grease the pan. Grease the edges and around the sides. Just grease it. Okay. Once that is completed, just use this greasy side up. Lay 1 sheet in, greasy side up, right side up. Glossy side is the right side, dull side is the left side. Okay, let's put this aside. Okay, make sure it's steamed properly. And put this aside until you're ready. Now we're going to sieve the flour. So measure the flour. But before that, measure the sugar. Because the sugar is cleaner, just measure the sugar, 1 cup. Let's get that out for you. It's more than a cup. 1 cup. Just put this aside for later. Get your sieve. Measure your flour, all-purpose flour, 2 cups. Make sure it's 2 cups. Just put that in there. So put everything up same time. Clean as you go. Add your baking powder. 2 tablespoons. 2 teaspoons, so that's 1 tablespoon. It's 2 teaspoons is equal to 1 tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Alright. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, sea salt preferably. Just bring up the taste. And nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of grated nutmeg. This is optional. I'm using this to be different, to be honest. Well, we're gonna save it still. Get these out of the way. Goes in their places. And just sieve this. Do not add the cinnamon powders yet, because we're going to add this to the chocolate bun. The chocolate 1/3. So you just sieve this, sieve this, sieve this, sieve it, sieve it, sieve it, sieve it, sieve it. Alright. That's the nutmeg. Let's put this aside for later. Now we're gonna cream the egg and the sugar. Sorry, I said it wrong. We're gonna cream the sugar with the butter, using 1/2 cup of butter. This is my pound butter that I bought in the supermarket. This little spoon measures 1/4 cup. I'm baking, I don't like to touch the butter at all. It's just too much mess to clean it. I don't have to touch it. Alright. I don't have to touch it, just let's use these little things, spatula. Alright. Just pull this over without a mess. That's that. Now cream and sugar. Let's break up the butter. Cream the sugar and the butter. I'm sure you can use brown sugar for this, because when my aunt did it, she used brown sugar. It was like a long time ago. So you just want to cream. Make sure you kind of cream it out. eggs. Measure your coconut milk or your regular milk, whatever milk you choose to use. 1 cup. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of white vinegar to the coconut milk. Alright, now we're going to get the mixer. Use a regular hand mixer. You should preheat your oven 8 to 10 minutes before you bake on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 Celsius. Add the vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Alright. Beat the eggs. Add the eggs. This is Now add your coconut milk or your cow's milk. Stir this for about a minute. Okay. Now this is our flour. Let's add your flour to this. Add your flour to your liquid dough, liquid mixture. Keep this dish because we're gonna, when we divide the cake, I can use this. And so this one too. Just keep it aside. Alright, so now mix the scene. Start on low. Just start on low and just keep it. And then turn it up with. Use a spatula. I'm going to use a wooden spoon. I like using the spoon. When you use baking soda in baking, it helps bring all the acid together well in the cake, properly in the cake. So it's optional to use baking soda, but baking soda draw all the acid. Alright, I'm going to use a mixer now. put this aside, we're going to use it later. Right, now we're going to divide it dough into 3 proportions. 3 equal proportions. So that's 1. About 2. Alright. Now to this. And 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now look, I did something important. Do the flour mix first. You should always do your egg mixture the last thing, because you don't want your egg to sit. It will make a cake raw. So do the egg mixture last. Now let's mix the scene. Let's mix the scene properly. So let's mix the scene properly. Make sure there's no cocoa powder lumps. No lumps at all. You can use a mixer, but I'm not going to dirty the mixer a bit. I want to use the mixer for the stir. I'm going to take some out of this. I want some more in it. This is too much. And just mix this in. I love chocolate, so I prefer to have more chocolate cake than anything else. Alright. So once that's mixed, we're going to do the red part now, but I'm using raspberry. Add some raspberry. Mix the raspberry. This is my raspberry. Raspberry. This raspberry. This red raspberry. This should dye it perfect. See why I'm doing this? Because I want natural flavor. So 2 tablespoons, just like a chocolate. For a second, let's mix this in. See, it gave it a raspberry look. But I don't want it to have a raspberry look. You see why I'm showing this? Because you can flavor your cake this way. This now, just be careful. And add 1 drip. This is about 3 different drips, but let's see. This is red. Whoops, be careful. So that's what we want. Carve this up back. And so once you mix that in, I'm clean up my area now. We're gonna get ready to put it in using an 8x5 baking pan. I want to lay my chocolate first. So, just pour some in at the edge, at the end. Chocolate cake right there. Now I gotta pour this just in the middle. And this now, and let's pour this right there, like that. Now you can just add this in anywhere. Just add it at the one side or whatever. You see, you can be creative and lay it any way you want. There's no rule, no set rule on how you can lay this. To you, just pour it in the middle, same way. Just keep the strawberry in the middle, or the raspberry, the red one. The oven should be preheating already. Should be preheating already. This is what is left. So you just lay this any way you want. Alright. I like to clean up these spots because they tend to burn. Alright. So now let's drop and lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now put your cake in the preheating oven on the middle rack. See right there in the middle rack. It's closed up. Set your timer for 40 minutes. Between 40 and 42 minutes. This is 15 minutes in. Remember now, keep the oven closed within the time. This is 25 minutes in. Now, after the time, remove the cake. Insert a toothpick. Comes out clean. Marble cake. See how it comes apart? That's a sign to say it's ready. Raspberry chocolate marble cake. Alright, this is my cooler. So just score. See the way it baked properly, it just already scored. Just right that. Just remove the papers. Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful design. I'm happy I'm catching it on camera. Let's do that and flip it. Marble cake, raspberry chocolate. My raspberry chocolate marble cake. Alright, so now we're gonna cut it. Choose a spot to cut it from. Wow, look at that. It's my marble cake. It smells nice. It smells warm and fresh. So it's my marble cake. Wow, look at that. It's my marble cake. You have a little more beauty spot. Texture is nice. Marble cake. Miguel's raspberry chocolate marble cake. So that's my marble cake. I'm gonna taste this and tell you how it tastes first. Raspberry. Taste little pieces of raspberry seeds. That's nice. Taste the chocolate part. Soft. So soft. Tastes nice. You know what I like about this? When I was a child, I didn't like marble cake. I loved how it tastes, but I didn't like it. Always have this raw smell. This don't have no raw smell. No, it kinda still have a little raw smell. That's why I didn't like it. Because marble cake have a raw smell. But it tastes good though. Try my recipe. See ya. This is an idea, you know. It's a nice idea for a raspberry cake. Tastes nice. You probably can use the same idea and make a blueberry cake though. Strawberry cake. I want you to see me cut it, but I cut right there because I'm going to give away this piece. I'm just going to give it to my friend, family. So remember now, don't seal the bag until it's completely cooled. Then you can put it in the refrigerator after 24 hours.